or list 'em.
Welcome to Love 'em or List 'em. Do this every single Thursday at this time. Relationships can be great. They can also be awkward. You know, you date somebody, a couple months in, you really care about that person, then all of a sudden that moment happens where you're like, I need to ask my friends and family on what I should do next. Well, here we are on Love 'em or List 'em. The person we are helping out with today is Shawn. And Shawn's story is a little bit different because he's not too far down the line. He's like 3 dates in, 4 dates in, something like that, versus 4 months, 8 months, whatever it looks like typically. So just a heads up on that as we process and make our decisions with Shawn,
Gotcha.
okay? So, Shawn, what happened recently where you're like, I don't know what to do about this? What did you find out?
Here it is. I've only been out with Ashley a few times over the last month, and she's great. There's definitely a vibe between us, but hard to sometimes see her in person because our schedules are literally opposite.
Okay.
So, anyway, last weekend was the first time I got to see her in something that wasn't like a jacket because, you know, it got warmer outside. So she met me at a brewery and had like a tank top and a jean jacket. But when she took off her jean jacket, I was completely shocked.
In what
You know,
way?
She's ripped. She's
Yeah,
super
she
ripped.
jacked. Is she ripped?
No, she's the girl from that movie with 3 boobs.
Oh man, from Total Recall.
Yeah. Was that it?
No. Two full arms worth of tattoos. And she said it's like a sleeve or something.
Nice. You don't like that?
No, I was shocked. I mean, tattoos down both arms, massive tattoos on her back. I'm like, how have we not talked about this?
So it's definitely a surprise.
Oh wait, well, I mean,
Doesn't have to be
I
top
have
of
a
mind for her
tattoo.
all the time.
Well, and I have a tattoo. I'm not gonna. That's not a moment of conversation for me.
Okay, but you feel like maybe she should have addressed that early in your relationship. It hit kind of like, wow, this is a big deal. I should have known about these tattoos. Why is
For
that?
me, yeah, it was kind of odd for me because it just kind of changed my whole outlook on her to, like, I don't know, figure that out.
How many times have you been out with her? You said it was
All right.
early on, so how many dates are we talking about again? Sorry if I missed that.
It's only been like 3 times.
Okay, so she didn't have to reveal anything to you yet.
No.
No, she didn't have to. But I don't know. It just really did change my whole outlook on her. So,
In what way?
So look, I'm not trying to be mean or anything, but I think tattoos on women are trashy. So I think it's gross. I mean, even more bizarre to me is that there was like a giant whale on her back, and I'm sure I've seen it at an aquarium before, and she had like Looney Tunes characters on her arm, and her other arm had names, butterflies, other random insects. Picture of the UNC goat. I guess she went there, but I was just speechless, you know?
There's a lot happening on this person's body that you were not ready to see.
Oh, yeah, Looney
last
Tunes
weekend.
characters. And what did she say?
Well, okay, so she kind of laughed at my reaction and is like, I get that a lot. And plus, I mean, I didn't expect it at all because she's a 3rd grade teacher. Meanwhile, her upper body looks like Post Malone or that big Jelly Roll guy.
Well, I take it doesn't go up her neck like
Who
Post.
have I been out the last 3 days? This does not look like the same person now that I can see her arms.
You know, I'm curious. You know, sometimes on stuff like this, we reflect our upbringing. You know, what did your parents think about tattoos? How were you schooled on tattoo culture?
Good question.
I mean, well, obviously, I don't have any tattoos. My parents were against it. So, I mean, I totally feel that way, too. Isn't it insane of me to think about dumping somebody over tattoos? I mean, she's nice, she's a teacher, but the tattoos all over her body are just kind of overwhelming and a little weird for me.
All right, Shawn, thank you for telling us what happened last weekend. Listen, for a guy that, you know, has never really been around it or rather grew up with it and he's not into it, I'm sure he was like, oh, my God, that's a lot of tattoos. I had no idea that you had all that. At the same time, you can't judge a person based on their tattoos that they have. If he really cares about her, they have good chemistry and all those things.
I don't think this is a bad dude. I think he's just shocked, and he was obviously raised to feel a certain way about tattoos, hasn't evolved from that. So I think he's just being real about it. However, I think his take needs to evolve a little bit past his parents.
Well, we'll see. We'll see what the listeners have to say. Hopefully, you guys can help convince him.
Sarah, you have a tattoo.
I do.
If your upper body was covered in tattoos and you found out this guy that you'd been out with 3 times was not a fan of your tattoos, how would that make you feel?
I would just be like,
Okay.
It doesn't matter to me what you think about my tattoos.
right.
Like,
You wouldn't take it personal.
And if you don't like it, then you can find somebody else, you know? Like, it's not... If it's going to be a deal breaker for him, then I don't want to be with someone that's a deal breaker for.
But he's not sure quite what to do. So, Lauren, first up, what do you got for us today?
Good morning. Good morning. Well. So I am a person that has tattoos. Okay, I don't have that many. I just got a couple. But I feel like he needs to create a. Well, first of all, I want to say if that's the least of his problems with her, then yeah.
Yep.
But anyway,
That's
I think he. If that's all that he has to complain about, okay, let's move along. But I feel like if he's that serious about it, maybe he needs to go on a dating app and create a profile that specifies he does not want tattoos.
I think that
Anybody with tattoos.
I think you're dead on here. If it's that big of a deal, then you have to create that
Yeah.
boundary and not lead anybody
Right.
on and then break up with them because of the tattoo.
Exactly.
Right.
He's going through a
Exactly.
little self-discovery moment, I think, right now. And
Exactly.
do you respect his origin story, though?
I mean, I do, but I mean, I grew up, okay, my grandmother was a pastor and a preacher, and I grew up in church, and everything is a sin, and you go to hell for everything, okay?
Wow.
Yeah.
So, Lauren, what was that like for you when you got tattoos
Yeah.
and your parents were like,
When I got tattoos, it was okay, because I'm like, you know what? I can't live my life based on how I was raised. I can keep the core values, but some things you just have to experience for yourself.
There you go, girl.
There it is.
Hallelujah.
Lauren has spoken.
I love
Lauren,
it. You
thank
are
you
a
for
good
listening.
person.
Now, you guys call me back for that that 50,000 too. Okay?
Have a
She's
great
like, I didn't
day.
give you this for free.
We got-
Hey, you get our 50K logo on your back, and we'll call you right back and just give you the damn money,
I
okay?
will.
Yes.
Bye, Lauren.
You
Peace
guys
be with
have
you.
a great day. Thanks.
All
Like
right.
Lauren.
For
She's
people
awesome.
for people on hold right now, God bless you. There are a lot of calls of individuals trying to get through right now. We got Amanda next up. Good morning, Amanda.
Good morning.
Morning.
All right, you hear the situation Shawn's in, but
Yeah.
does he really want to list the person who seems nice? She's a teacher, she's compassionate, but also is covered in tattoos. What are you doing? Or what advice would you
Okay.
give this guy?
I think Ashley needs to list him.
Yeah.
I mean, she obviously needs somebody that respects her tattoos and goes, I understand what he's saying, but yeah, he needs to move on.
Do you think that why is there no sort of, I guess, I don't know, cushioning for his origin story, how he was brought up? You don't think he can change?
No.
Fair enough.
No,
She's
'cause
got
he said
little-
he said he was disgusted. I mean,
Yeah.
you know what
yeah.
I'm saying?
Yeah, disgust is a pretty deep
Tough word.
feeling.
And then on top of that, his I want to say girlfriend. They've only been out 3 times, but Ashley probably has no idea that he called in today to share all these things, and he's
Let's
saying
hope
that
she's
stuff.
not
Well,
listening.
she might know now.
I know, right?
Amanda, thank you for listening.
Thanks. All right. Bye, guys.
That's a good point. There's probably only so many people out there with a whale tattoo on their back. We got Courtney up next. Good morning, Courtney.
Good morning.
All right, Courtney.
I just fully agree with all the women who have spoken before me. I think we all got a little fired up hearing this call. I think she needs to list him. I don't think, if I found out the man I was dating was saying this stuff about me, ooh, that would just be so terrible.
Right.
It'd be
And
hurtful.
it's okay that he doesn't like them. That's fine. If it's not something he can ever get over, that's an issue with him. And she needs to go find herself a tatted baddie and be with him. Okay?
There you go.
All right.
There you go.
A tatted baddie, a tatty.
I love me a tatted baddie.
Courtney-
My husband's a tatted baddie.
I want to ask real
Oh, yeah,
quick,
go ahead,
Courtney, is there any chance of a reality where maybe this is kind of like a joke where like, oh, yep, he hates my tattoos, but I love him,
No.
and we're the odd couple?
Absolutely not. She would be insecure about that deep down for the rest of her life, knowing
well,
that
he also said disgusted.
Well, okay.
Right.
We're looking pretty close at word choice here, though. I mean, to me, there are plenty of relationships I think that survive. Granted, I'm thinking of like father-daughter, where the father is, or the mother is like, oh, yeah, she has all those
Right.
tattoos. He has all those tattoos, and they're gross, but I love him anyway. Why can't that be their relationship?
It's not that kind of it's you got to think about the intimacy that's involved in this relationship as well as like if you're choosing to spend the rest of your life with someone, you're exposing every part of yourself to them, and you have to be accepted for your flaws, right? This isn't like my husband had an extremely thick Southern accent when we first met, and it was a little bit like, oh, I just didn't realize that. Like when we first spoke on the phone, because we met through an app, but it was something I was able to work through pretty quickly. Like it wasn't oh no, I don't know if I can date this man. Like
Right.
the fact that he's questioning this early is not good.
That
It's
is
not
yeah, like you were surprised, but not disgusted.
Thank
There's
you,
a difference.
Courtney.
Right.
Courtney, thanks for listening. Speaking for all the tattoo people out there, you have a great day, all right?
All right.
All right, and love the female perspective. Great conversation so far. Next up, though, we got a dude with us right now on the other side of this.
Were you going to say the only opinion that matters a dude? I'm just kidding.
I would never say that.
That's just what he was thinking, but he'd never say that.
That's me over here.
Just kidding.
Got Todd in Kinston. Todd, good morning.
Hey, yeah, I mean, I've got tattoos, and I have nothing against tattoos. But he obviously does, and I mean, he's only 3 dates into this relationship, and I feel like this is a deal breaker for him. And I think he needs to move on for both of them's sake. And maybe the next time he has a first date with somebody, it needs to be somewhere hot where she's going to be, people aren't going to be wearing sleeves, and he can know right off the bat.
There you
what's going
go.
on.
Just go ahead and just sweat it out from the beginning.
Yeah, I think part of it when in this email that he had sent us to try to get on Love Him or List Him was part of it is, it got really warm last weekend. So like the times they had met, it was like a little bit colder. I'm just guessing. But last weekend it was like in the 80s. So she has her, jean jacket off, whatever. And he's like, oh my God. But you're right. Just because a person has tattoos, you should not decide everything about that person because they have a few tattoos.
No.
Thank you, Todd, for calling in, man.
Yeah, I'll take it easy.
But don't you think it's reasonable to be a little bit shocked? And maybe his words aren't the best. Maybe I'm stupidly optimistic. I like to believe the best in everybody. But to me, I'm thinking maybe he's just overwhelmed in this moment. He's thinking about taking her back to his parents who might feel a certain type of way.
Oh, absolutely.
And he's been raised a certain type of way, so he's going through sort of the shock, and he's trying to decide, where he is on this. Clearly, he hasn't figured it out himself. I'd like to believe there's hope that this guy can mature through this and there's a relationship to be had.
One thing to be overwhelmed and thrown off by, but also separate when you're thrown out disgusting and trashy. Now you're kind of labeling
Words have
another
power.
person.
That
and all
sounds like his parents' words, though.
no.
Like, can this dude evolve?
Well, he doesn't sound like a spring chicken either. So it's like this might be pretty deep.
All right. Shawn joins us. He's been listening to your advice. What is he going to do? For some of you, it shouldn't matter. Ashley should be listing him. Hopefully she's listening so she can make her own opinion on this. That's in 3 minutes, his final decision.
Okay.
All right. A lot of feedback and opinion on this situation. Shawn has been listening to your very honest advice. You are the one that reached out to us, so this is your decision, but maybe Ashley is listening at some place on the other side of this, or somebody text her about what's going on right now.
I hope not. Or
We
maybe I
have
hope. I don't know.
back to Shawn, love or list.
So I'm not a tattoo guy. We know this, but seeing them in person was kind of overwhelming and shocking for me. But I really think I have to look past it and just, she's a teacher. She's got a great personality. She's compassionate. She works with children. I really got to get over it and love her and just see where this thing goes. Because
Good.
There we go.
Yeah, because at the end of the day, it's just art, and it's just what she likes on her body, but that's not exactly who she is. She's got a character, and you fell in love, not in love. You're not in love yet. Could happen, but you went on a date because you liked her. So just focus on that.
Exactly. I think you're right.
Dude, I get where you're coming from. Like, being raised by a family that wasn't into tattoos, you hear the same messaging. They're trashy. You're not going to get a job. They're unprofessional. Those seeds stick in your brain. So I know you can't help your reaction. Good for you for taking this moment to evolve into sort of your own opinion on the matter and giving her a chance. That's awesome.
Thank you.
But on the other side of this, will she give him a chance? Which
See, that's another thing.
I'm sure this will be getting back to her somehow if she lives in the triangle, especially with those kind of specific tattoos that she has.